Hi there, welcome. My name is Jacob and I'm the founder of BasinCheck, and today I'll show you how to use our free JSA template. So if you go to our website, in the free tools section, you actually have a JSA template as well as a JSA builder that you can use for free. And as you can see here, all you need to do is select the specific format and then add your email and click get free checklist, and it will be delivered to your email. So once you've done that, let me just show you a quick example of how to actually fill it up. So this is like the standard job safety analysis template that we provide, and it's pretty much encapsulates all of the basic conditions that are usually used in such a template. So we kind of estimated that it can take up to like half an hour to fill it out, and it has 10 specific items. Yeah, and here's a quick tutorial how to use this checklist. Make sure to review each item before starting work. Mark pass, fail, or not applicable for each checklist item. Then you can add notes to any items requiring follow-up, and then sign and date added at the bottom when complete. So it's pretty like a standard checklist. As you can see, it's kind of in like general terms, as you can see here, task identification and scope, potential hazards identified, risk controls in place, PPE requirements verified, emergency procedures reviewed, weather conditions assessed, equipment condition checked, personnel competency verified, communication plan established, supervisal approval obtained, right? So it's kind of like the bread and butter of any given activity, depending on the type of industry that you operate in and the specifics of your job. And then it allows you to properly like capture the current state of it, if it passes, fails, or if it's something like not applicable to your job in specifics, right? And then obviously after completion, you need to give a signature, the date and location. So yeah, we give it out for free because it's a very helpful resource, right? And I've noticed that it's quite popular, which is a good thing. But then again, there is a couple of use cases and a couple of items that it doesn't not cover, right? So first things first, you need to fill it out manually, right? So you need to either print it out or edit it in Word or any sorts of document editor. And then, well, you need to share it with someone. So either you fill it out and export as a PDF, or you just send the file to any of your colleagues that also need to fill out the JSA, right? So that's one thing. Especially if you have like any sorts of sign-off procedures and you need to ensure that all of the required people have signed off on this document, then it kind of even further complicates the issue, because like, should you just add their names to the document, or should you ask them to provide like a manual signature? And then the matter is like storage. Like, where do you store it? Do you print it out and put it into a paper binder? Or do you have like one dedicated folder on one specific computer? You can obviously store it on like a shared drive somewhere. But it kind of poses more questions than answers, especially when it comes to, audit proofing your documentation, right? Especially, if OSHA comes down knocking your doors, like, are you actually sure if this version that you have on your hard drive is the actual one with all of the sign-offs and all of the necessary filings and signatures, right? So that's a couple of important considerations to be made. So with that in mind, it was one of the items that made me build BasinCheck, because one of the features that we offer here inside of our dashboard, let me pull it up quickly, is the JSAs feature. So not only everything is stored in one shared account, so depending on how many users you have in your BasinCheck instance, like one JSA can be audit proofed by multiple parties, so you can check attendance, sign-offs, and signatures, as well as well you also have server-based timestamps, so you know when someone actually gave the sign-off on that. So if we go to BasinCheck, here we can actually go to the JSA feature. Let me just pull up one of the drafts that we have just to show you. So here is a checklist that is basically like a hazard assessment JSA. And we have kind of a similar logic, because everything is basically a yes, no, or non-applicable question. And it's way easier to just mark it as done or not passed or not applicable. And we also can add specific notes or even photos, right? And then what's most important is that whenever you submit this checklist, you actually have a server timestamp So it's a data point that cannot be like fudged. So everyone knows that on this date and on this hour, this checklist was completed with the current state, right? So whenever there's an audit, all you need to do is click export and show the specific JSA that was created and analyzed in case this is required. So if you'd like to learn more about BasinCheck, feel free to reach out to me via email. We have a 7-day free trial. And if you're looking away to step away from Excel spreadsheets and paper checklists, then give a try for using BasinCheck. Thanks.